But Islam is to conduct the entire affairs of human life, individual as well as collective, according to the directives given by God and contained in His holy book. Entire affairs of the human life, collective as well as individual, mundane as well as those relating to his health or his personality, his physical body, his physical life, as well as his own self, individual as well as collective. And collective is necessary. The life of an individual can lead his life according to Islam only in his collective society. So, this society or the collective life, you may call it a state in the present terminology, that is essential factor for an individual to live life according to Islam. Now, what is this state that I have said, collective life or state? What is this state? Islam, the purpose of Islam is, as I have said, to conduct the life of human affairs, or to conduct human affairs according to the directives given by God. A state is an agency to enforce the directives, principles, permanent values as given by God. Only an agency to enforce these laws. These laws or principles cannot be made even by the state, much less by any individual. The state has only to enforce these laws, enforce these principles. But Islam, as we say, is an eternal, I won't say religion again, the terminology for that is deen, not religion. There is no parallel word in any language, much less in English or in Urdu even, or even in Arabic, no parallel to deen. It is a very special, significant term for that one, deen. Entire system of human life, both collective and private. So the state is an agency to enforce the directives, principles, permanent values, injunctions, call them whatever they are, to enforce the deen in the human affairs in this world. Now Quran is, or Islam is, as you say, the religion, or deen as I say, put it, it is everlasting. We believe it to be the final and everlasting. How is it possible for a system of life which gives some sort of principles or injunctions that they are immutable or everlasting? Human life is changing. The requirements of the time, they also do change. And when deen is to conduct the entire human life, affairs of human life, according to those directives, it means these affairs, they will change from time to time. And those directives and principles, we say that they are unchangeable, immutable. How would it become workable? Quran lays down the boundary lines of these principles and permanent values, barring a very few injunctions which have been given specifically. There are only hududullah, what we call, limits, boundary lines. These limits and boundary lines, they are unchangeable, immutable. Within those boundary lines, the Islamic State or the Islamic Ummah, as we call it, they are free to frame their own subsidiary laws or bylaws or the ways and means to enforce these immutable laws given by God. So they are free within these boundary lines to frame their own laws and means to enforce them. They can't make these laws or boundary lines. They can't transgress these things. Even the state, as I say, much less an individual, has any authority to frame these principles or to change them, much less to transgress them. They must remain as they are, and they will remain as they are. But the requirements of the time will change. According to these change requirements, the subsidiary laws made by the Islamic State of a certain period, they can be changed by subsequent Islamic laws. But only these subsidiary laws made by man, not those made by God. No individual has any authority to make any change in the laws given by the God. Even the Rasulullah has no authority to do so. This is what Quran says. He couldn't change these, much less all other human beings. So this is in a nutshell what Islam means. A society reflected by the human beings, those who believe in this, the state, to conduct the entire affairs of human life, individual as well as collective, according to the directives and principles or permanent values, or we say according to the boundary lines. Within those boundary lines, they are free to do everything. And that will be done by the consultation of the entire millet, entire ummah or entire nation. Consultative. In this respect, if we want to term it in the present terminology, it will be some sort of controlled democracy, but controlled by God. By God we mean controlled by the book of God. Democracy, which means consultation among the people who believe in this. So to that extent it will be democratic, but even not only the majority of these people, even the entire nation or entire ummah, they haven't got the authority to make any change in the boundary lines laid down by the God. They can work only within the boundary lines prescribed by God, and this is the control over them. There is no question of making these principles or boundary lines by any individual, collective, as well as the entire nation even. So this is the difference between the conduct of the state of the other nations, though they may be the nations who believe in some religion. But this speciality is only of Islam, that they have got those principles or those, I would say, boundary lines again, in the book of God, which we believe to be revealed to Prophet Muhammad. He was the first to establish such a state in which these principles were enforced by him, and thereafter it has to continue. So, if an individual wants to live an Islamic life, it can be done only in an Islamic state. An Islamic state means a state who takes upon itself the responsibility of enforcing the laws of God according to the requirements of its time. Individual or in the entire